Squad, your favorite spot for everything esports and gaming. I'm AJ Fry, and joining me today is Lisa, Matt, and Camille. They're all ready to tease me for my presentation skill. What?
Today, we've got a packed show, but before we get into it, as you guys know, I'm kind of sick.
What's new?
Not in the head, actually physically sick, ill. So I've been playing a lot of games to comfort me in this sad time. So I want to know, what games do you guys play when you're feeling under the weather? What's your go-to comfort game?
Honestly, for me, I think if I'm staying in bed all the time, I can't play PC, right? So I would play like Pokemon on my Nintendo 3DS. It's right there.
It's okay.
Oh, everyone likes to make fun of me here for my Nintendo 3DS.
She carries
because I don't have a Switch.
Lisa,
everyone's all like, why don't you have a Switch?
I'm playing Pokemon on my Game Boy Advance. Okay.
Yeah, old school.
It's easy about a 3DS. I love
Although
3DS.
you have an emulator
No.
on your phone. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
What's an emulator? I just call my phone emulator as a nickname.
Oh, okay.
That's a good nickname.
So is Pokemon your go-to as well?
Yeah, she's right. Just lie in the
just
dark and do nothing with Pokemon. That's the only light source.
So here's a heads up for you. If you want to do some PC gaming from bed, just get yourself one of those like little portable USB or Bluetooth keyboards, and then like I do, I game with a trackball, so you don't even need a mouse pad.
Yeah.
So then you can just have one hand on the keyboard while you're lying there. And
You
one
do
hand on the
not.
trackball.
You do not.
It's great for
Lisa.
Minecraft. I mean, you don't play like
insane.
hectic PC
You get teased for
games,
3DS, and he's using a trackball.
That's what I'm
A
saying.
little backwards.
You guys, turn it on him. There are worse people out there.
There really
AJ
are.
Fry.
I do all right with my trackball.
All right, you're not in plat. What level are you? Okay, what rank? Okay, we're not talking about that.
Oh, well, Lisa, calling him out.
I'm calling him out.
Jeez.
I'm calling him out. I'm sorry. Oh wait, Camille. So what's the game that you play? You didn't mention.
I actually.
Oh, you're
I play.
What is that?
I'm playing Ocarina of Time on the 3DS right now.
What?
But
She's the one who makes fun of me the most.
Do you play it in 3DS or 3D mode?
no, that really hurts your eyes when they're watering and you feel like death. You don't want to play in 3D mode
can't.
when you're sick. Just don't do
Just
it.
never.
Even when I'm healthy, I don't
Yeah,
like
it makes
to.
you
That's
sick.
true. That's true.
I think it's neat.
AJ likes it. Okay.
Well, you know what? Like, I've also been playing Fire Emblem on the Switch, so
Okay.
I'm a little bit better than you for not always playing on the 3DS.
Well, guys, if you guys
Okay.
get me a Switch, I'll play. Why not? I'm interested. I'm actually curious. I think I might get the new Switch. The light.
The
one.
light?
The light. Yeah.
No, Lisa, don't do it.
Why?
Just save another $100 more
Yeah.
and get the real version.
Really?
Yeah.
You can only play it in handheld mode.
Yeah,
You
but I
can't plug it
rarely
into a TV.
play. I already have a PS4. Why would I also get a Switch for like TV gaming?
Because you can do everything.
Yeah,
Playing
do
Breath of the Wild on your big screen TV is beautiful.
Plus, if you're going to a friend's house, then you can take your Switch over and play some party games
true.
on a big screen.
You don't invite me ever over to play, so why? I don't
I
have to
said
worry
you're
about
friends,
that.
Lisa. I'm kidding. All right.
Get your nasty, sick hands off me! Alright, keep yourself over there. I'm not talking to you anymore because I don't want to get sick because I need to be healthy to argue with AJ. And I'm muted.
It's okay because I'll just stick to my corner and bring you the news and report it.
Yeah, sorry, Camille. I'm with Lisa. I'm going to head to the mez and talk to Mies on Inside Esports.
Oh my god! My god!
We know that the next one will be able to kill, but he didn't want to risk it on the last one.
But it's
Doesn't
okay.
need to.
Big pop-up from Tweak! He's jumping all over the stage!
Welcome, everyone, to Inside Esports. I'm Matt Hempstead, and this past weekend there was one of the best and closest tournaments in Smash Ultimate's young history. I'm going to call up my friend Mies to recap the excitement in just a second, but first, let's check out the highlights from Low Tier City 7.
Is he just keeping his spacing with Ivysaur? Just trying to play it as safe as possible. He's like, you know what? I have a comfortable lead right now, but oh my God!
Oh, D!
And now Mystic with the lead here over 8-Bit Man. We'll have to see what he can pilot here. Okay.
No way!
Oh my goodness. Oh, in the down air! Do it again!
No way!
Oh, it's a disgusting up-beat!
Oh!
On the grab.
Goodness.
This character's crazy, man.
Okay, Nate.
Oh
my god!
Yo,
Oh my god!
so much damage with that white Pikmin latched on. Mars now at 80%. That's a forward smash, and that's the game. Buzz takes a game 5 to go into grands.
he auto cancels on those back airs, and now with that whip boost kick, Tweak got to do whatever he wanted to, and that tip of the whip. Say goodbye to that stock, Mars. Tweak is going to take that
on the couch, but you know.
Hey.
I'm as much back as I could be.
Yeah, you're close enough for us for now anyways. Yeah. Look, the big news from this tournament was Tweak winning, but the surprise was that he did it with Pokemon Trainer, and it was in a 10-game grand final. So how did he win LTC with this character that people didn't really know that he had in his back pocket?
Well, the thing about Tweak is he's just such a phenomenal player. He could pick up anybody he really wants to and be successful. We've seen him do things with Wario, with Wolf, Youngling, he reverse 3-0'd Mars with Roy at Gommel. So the fact that he was able to pick up a character and be able to win a major within like a week or 2 weeks, I'm really not surprised at all. He's just that good of a player.
So I guess the question is why, right? Because you mentioned all the characters he's played in the past, and he's won tournaments with a bunch of them too. So what warranted this switch when he was already winning characters that some people would consider to be higher tier than Pokemon Training?
I think Tweak was just in kind of a character crisis. He likes a lot of characters, but I don't think he's found that one that really kind of sits with him properly. Like before in Smash 4, he had Bowser Jr. at first, and then he switched to Cloud and Bayonetta, and those characters just really clicked with him. And in this game, I feel like there's just so many characters that he really loves that he can't really decide which one he wants to stick with. Because honestly, I have that same problem where 1 week I'm playing one character, the next week I'm like, let me pick up some other character to just mess around with them, because there's just so much variety in this game. So I kind of understand why he's not sitting with one character all the time.
So talk to me about the grand finals, because he lost that first set before the reset, 3-2 to the Buzz, and then he turned it around. So how did he get that done without even switching Pokemon Trainer? Because he clearly believes in this new character that he has.
One of Tweak's great abilities is his ability to kind of just switch his styles on the fly. In that first game, we saw him, I think, playing a little bit over aggressive, and the Buzz, being the defensive specialist that he is, was able to take advantage of that. And then if you watch set 1 and then watch set 2 immediately after that, it's like a completely different player playing that same character. He just completely switched up his style. I don't think the Buzz was ready for that, and that's why he was able to win that second set.
And also, like in the past, we've seen Pokemon trainers, whether it's Leffen being probably the most noteworthy, and then Pandarian as well, who was in the top 8 here as well. So now for Pokemon Trainer, I mean, it's kind of been debated for a while, ever since Leffen was saying that the character's not good enough or it takes too much practice. Where do you think he ranks now amongst the ultimate characters?
Thing is, to kind of go off that point you made about Leffen, that Leffen's opinion on the character kind of shows that. So we're definitely going to start to see a lot more Kens and a lot more Ryus pop up, because the character is very viable right now after all the patches.
And in that set too, I mean, Sandstorm started with Ryu, but he went down 0-2. Then he switched it over to Ken. So like, I know they're like, mirror characters or whatever, but what differences do they actually have that allowed him to pick it up with Ken and not Ryu?
Much like Street Fighter, Ryu and Ken, even though they obviously have similar moves, they have different styles. Ryu has always been more of a defensive, I'm gonna wait for you to do something and then react to it character, where Ken is just super aggro, in your face, I'm gonna rush you down type of stuff. And I think that switch, obviously, when he switched from Ryu to Ken, he also had to switch up his game style.
Right.
And I think his opponents just, again, weren't ready to kind of adjust to that complete 180 on the fly.
And there's one more guy I want to talk about, because every time he shows up to a tournament, I get pretty hyped, and that's Elegant and his Luigi. I mean, he also just got sponsored, so I think that's really going to help him get out to some more events. But I really want this guy to win and get that belt. What do you think it's going to take for him to actually compete against some of the guys? Because, I mean, he double Elim Samsora, but then lost to the Buzz.
He's definitely on the right path. I know for a while he was struggling in Ultimate because of all the changes Luigi had from Smash 4 to Ultimate. Not as great of a character, but still just stupidly dangerous. One grab and that's your stock gone. And as long as that character still kind of has that grab combo in his repertoire, Elegant's always going to have a chance. And he's just been getting better and better and better with each tournament I've seen him. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Elegant in a few more top 8s.
Dude, I hope so. It's always hype to watch him play. Means it's always amazing to have you on the show. Thanks for chatting with me, but next time you got to come into the studio so I can get that salty run back in some Ultimate.
Oh, let's do it up, man. Hey, whenever you guys want me back, I'll be back, okay?
Awesome, man. I'm always down to get my ass kicked in Ultimate. Now let's kick it over to Camille, who's standing by with the latest news in Reported.
You've been waiting for the news, and I'm here to share it with you. Starting with a huge roster move in Rocket League. Splice has dropped its Rocket League team and is leaving the game behind entirely. The org thanked its players for sticking with the team and wished them best of luck in their future careers. Splice competed in Season 7 of the RLCS, but unfortunately were relegated to the Rival Series after poor performances. The players will compete under the name X-Splice for the foreseeable future and are currently looking for a new org to call home. Stage 4 of the Overwatch League starts up on July 25th, and in the meantime, one team is looking to shake up its fortunes with a brand new tank line. The Guangzhou Charge traded DPS player Kib to the Philadelphia Fusion in exchange for their substitute main tank, Fraggy. In a separate deal, the Charge signed Los Angeles Gladiators tank Bishu to its roster. The Charge finished Stage 3 with 4 wins and 3 losses, disqualifying them from the playoffs. The new tank line should improve their fortunes, and as the team is currently placed 12th in the standings, it might be enough to carry them forward to the playoffs. Thought that was the last roster trade today? Think again, because Cloud9's League of Legends Academy team is also making moves. Cloud9 traded its Academy AD carry Keith to the Golden Guardians in exchange for fellow AD carry Deftly. Both players have played for their respective teams since 2017, though Deftly was recently pushed aside from his starting role in the summer split. Keith never had much of a presence in the LCS proper, though he did help the Academy team take second place in the 2019 spring split playoffs. Both players are expected to play for their respective Academy teams for the remainder of the summer split, which ends in just 3 weeks. If you own a Nintendo Switch, then you may be familiar with a Joy-Con problem that has many Switch owners up in arms. Switch owners have increasingly begun to report an issue dubbed Joy-Con drift. Even when they're not touching the controller, the Switch thinks that the Joy-Cons are still being moved. This is a big problem for games that require precise inputs, such as Smash Ultimate, and no permanent fix has been found. The problem has been ongoing for months, but Nintendo has been silent on the matter, which a lot of people are sick of. If you've experienced Joy-Con drift, the only solution is to replace the joystick, which voids the warranty. Hopefully Nintendo addresses the issue soon, or else they'll have a full-on revolt on their hands. That's all for the news today, and now it's time for Lisa and AJ to see who is best at shutting the other up in Unmuted.
Welcome to Unmuted. We got your gaming and esports hot topics, hot tweets, and the spiciest memes. Are you practicing?
Yeah, I guess that's like a practice slapping at that. Well, if you're not sure how this works, let's break it down for you. We're going to present the goodies that we've gathered, which we'll discuss and most likely argue. It is Lisa and I, after all. But lucky for all of us, there's this mute button that we have right here, which we can each press once to mute the other for a good 30 seconds.
That's right. Remember, we love it when you call us out when we're wrong and praise us when we're spitting truth. So let's get right to it. Let's dive into our first story, which is about League of Legends and its most recent patch, which has broken the game on so many levels. Yesterday, patch 9.14 was released for League of Legends. This patch is one of the largest of the year, changing tons of champions and balancing loads of items. However, Riot had to shut down the ranked queue a few hours after launch after over a dozen champions were reported to have game-breaking bugs. Hotfixes have since fixed most of the issues, but there will likely be more bugs making their presence known over the coming days. AJ, some of the reported bugs, just to give you a little more context, is like Zed Shadow no longer throwing shurikens, Pyke's ultimate actually killed one of his allies, and I think Galio's E also, it went through champions instead of knocking them up, which is what they're designed to do. So a lot of game-breaking bugs. I think the big issue here is like this patch was released right in the middle of a competitive season, LCS, all the leagues are happening right now. Do you think releasing patches like these is just a necessary evil of esports and gaming?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's a difficult topic to discuss. My big thing with this is like, what happened at Riot? Like, what led to all these problems? It's almost like all their production staff like got up and walked out one day or something.
Yeah, like wow.
Well, they did.
They did for different reasons.
Yeah, I know.
But that's a good point. Like, where was the testing? Why are there
how do you
so
put this stuff
many
out
bugs?
without doing all this? You know, don't you have like your small beta crews and everything to figure all this out? Like, there are instances of this sort of thing happening, but I haven't heard of anything happening on this scale in a game as polished and professional as League of Legends before. So
no, I think a lot of people were shocked. If you follow any League of Legends pros on like social, already like the moment the patch patch went out.
Broken.
Yeah, everyone's like, ranked is down. What do I do with my life?
Right.
I have a conspiracy theory though.
Oh.
So the fact that ranked for League was down coincided with the fact that ranked for Teamfight Tactics was released. Coincidence?
Is Teamfight Tactics also a Riot game?
Yes, Teamfight Tactics is like the auto chess. How you know Dota has auto chess?
No.
Okay, well, let me fill you in. Auto chess is like the hot card game, auto game where you like upgrade cards and you make them auto battle, and whoever's the last one standing wins.
Okay.
If you haven't played it, you should. Well, League released their own version of it, and it's within the League client, okay? But their ranked system for Teamfight Tactics just got released yesterday. At the same time, it all went down,
what
guys.
If you just break our main game so people have to try the new game.
That's exactly it. It's too coincidental, you guys. And I follow a lot of streamers on Twitch. Literally, all of them were streaming Teamfight Tactics last night because League ranked was down.
Interesting.
Guys, Riot is marketing this so smart, I guess, kind of. They already have a bad reputation.
Unmuted for the argument. Stay for the wild conspiracy theories.
That's right.
Here's another one for you. In Call of Duty drama, Face Sensor is alleging that he knows the identity behind the notorious leaker Codburner.
Dun, dun, dun.
He pointed to multiple Twitter accounts, which he alleged are all run by Codburner. Sensor also called him a dangerous individual and said he will release a video this Friday detailing who he is and what he has lied about. Codburner is disliked in the Call of Duty community for leaking information on roster moves, which pros say hurts their value. So Lisa, do you think Sensor is in the right in this instance to reveal Codburner's identity, to dox him essentially? What do you think here?
I think it really depends on what side of the coin you fall on here, right? Obviously, Sensor is a pro, and anyone in the Call of Duty scene as like a player or team manager, whatever, they want to know this guy's identity.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, on our side, where we're like press and fans of the game, we kind of want to keep him around because Codburner 1 gives us such good intel before, leaks. Obviously, as a fan, we love leaks, you know what I mean? As press, we love leaks, so we kind of want to keep him around. So this is kind of like a good and bad thing. On one side, this is such good drama. Oh my God, I've never been this excited for a reveal since, I don't know, the gender reveal for Kim Kardashian's baby? I don't know. Like, this is huge.
I have a maybe different perspective, and maybe that comes from not having been privy to so much of the drama surrounding Codburner. I'm absolutely familiar with who he is and what he's about, but I'm not all that up on the COD scene. My FPSs of choice are like PUBG and Overwatch, obviously.
Okay.
But I don't know how I feel about someone who is in such a position of power, someone like Sensor, doing this to someone who is essentially powerless aside from utilizing the information that they have. This isn't someone who's making huge bucks as a pro player. Yes, Sensor was mentioning like this guy's kind of being nefarious about where his money is coming from. But ultimately, he is someone who is using what power he does have to hold the powerful to account in certain ways
AJ,
through the power of information.
No.
I don't know if I'm fully on Codburner's side, but I would say...
Okay, listen, AJ doesn't get it. Like, he even said he's not part of the scene, but Codburner has, from the pro player side, he has leaked information that has affected trades, okay? He has leaked a lot of information that honestly hurt pros and esports teams. So this is a huge problem for their side. So I get why they want to know this guy and stop him from doing it. And with franchising coming up too, think of all the information that he could possibly leak. And you know what? Apparently he's very dangerous. Okay, I'm really diving into this hype. Like, I'm really excited. We don't know what he's doing.
Okay,
is he
so
in drugs?
Hold on a second then. Because you're talking about people being dangerous. Who are the dangerous people in terms of what they could do to this person once his information is out there? It's a whole bunch of people with lots of money, lots of great connections. This is one individual who's been using this information, putting it out there. And whenever doxing happens, you've been on the internet just as much as I have. What's going to happen to this person when this information is leaked? It could be actual, real, physical danger, physical harm, maybe not just to him, but to his family as well. There are a lot of people who take things way too far on the internet, and that is my concern here when you release someone's information when they've already done this. There might be a better way to handle it. That's all I gotta say.
To wrap this up, I actually messaged Sensor after he said that, like, oh, I have the intel. I was like, yo, you found out the identity? Like, how did you do this? He's like, listen, Codburner gets burned when he does stuff like this, okay? So, like, he is ready, and I am ready for the next story. Cool. So let's move on. The Overwatch League has seen a lot of players either retire or take steps back from active play because of injuries or personal issues. The latest is Seoul Dynasty's Munchkin, who is sitting out the rest of the season for undisclosed reasons. On the other hand, hand, that's a funny joke, you have players like Stellar who retired months ago but have since come back to play. So AJ, what do you think is causing players, especially in Overwatch, it seems like there's a lot of Overwatch pros retiring, coming back in the middle of seasons. Like, why do you think this is so frequent in Overwatch?
Well, I mean, you ultimately have teams that are more players than they end up playing. So a lot of people are just like on the bench, not doing their thing and saying like, okay, look, I'm not getting played. Yes, you're paying me and it's cool, but I would rather be actively doing something and using my talent. So they're just retiring because they don't have an offer on the table, but they do want to make themselves a free agent and then being brought back, like Stellar, who was, of course, on Toronto Defiant and is now with Boston Uprising. So maybe that's the case, but also, yeah, it's a pretty stressful thing. Overwatch League is huge.
What's the season here? It's February, I think, to August. It seems like?
Yeah, playoffs are going to wrap up in September,
right?
So it's
That's
a good
pretty
chunk of the
long
year.
season, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's lots of pressure on you. The matches can get pretty intense, and the schedule's, a fair bit of travel. I guess a lot of it's in Los Angeles as well. I don't know whether we'll see a lot more of this or whether we'll see it hopefully decline with the new schedule next year. What do you think? Is this as prevalent in like League of Legends?
I was thinking about that. I was like, is the OWL more strenuous than other esports? Like, I mean, the season seems comparable, but what I wonder is the cause is maybe like Overwatch is a relatively new esport, right? But it kind of got introduced at a time where esports was huge. There's already a lot of other established esports infrastructure, so Overwatch tries to like copy those kind of, I guess, infrastructure.
Overwatch like borrowing the esports infrastructure and the sports infrastructure and trying to find the like happy medium.
And because of that, I wonder if the pros who are all young, like they just got into Overwatch, like they haven't had time to adjust, like League of Legends pros who started from like when esport wasn't even a thing yet, up to this point. They didn't have the gradual growth.
I've been working in this industry for now like 15 plus years. Oh my God, I'm so old. But yeah, I've seen a lot of like younger people who started out and then realizing, after only working for a couple of years, like, oh, this isn't really what I want to be doing. And that's just a thing that comes with being new and figuring out who you are and what you want to be doing with life. You're going to see that happen with a lot of these pro players who are in their early 20s.
Yeah, and I think with Overwatch in particular, because it's so new, but there's so much money in it right now, so much pressure, it's almost like they're not ready for it. They didn't have the time to adjust to it. That's why they're facing a lot of mental pressures, depression. We know a lot of players came out with, they were depressed, they want to take a break. Like this, for the Overwatch in particular, is a huge issue.
Well, it's also, you're not like staying at home or like, having that opportunity to visit your family. When you're in Los Angeles for OWL, you're there for a while.
For the foreign players, the ones who are a lot of Korean players, they had to move across the world, live in Los Angeles, not speak English, have to play under these circumstances. Like,
these are your new friends, enjoy.
And that usually doesn't happen.
It's tricky.
It doesn't happen,
All right, our last story, we're talking about quitters, specifically quitters who quit in the middle of matches. New data from Gosu AI and Dota 2 shows that at least one player quits a game in nearly 12% of matches. That's almost 1 in 8 games. Of course, quitting mid-match also happens in other games like League of Legends and Overwatch, which I know all too well. And try as developers might to stop it, it's still a recurring problem. Lisa, do you think there's a way to curb this, or is this just something that's going to be around forever?
This is interesting. I looked at the article and there was a graphic and it showed that in the lower levels of like ranked, the lower levels, this happens more often. So this kind of shows, like in the I guess lower ranks, new people are trying the game, they don't like it, they're gonna quit midway. Like it makes sense logically. But it's interesting in League of Legends because they actually change the patches a lot, as we've talked about. And sometimes I think someone recently, they added like more comeback mechanics. So basically, which means is like,
if you've been penalized for having quit a lot, there's an easier way to recover?
Like in game, they actually, like, if you're losing early, there's ways to get back into the game later on. Like, they give you more gold later on. Comeback mechanics. So that encourages people, like, even if you're losing early game, there's a chance to come back. Because I think most people rage quit early because they feel like there's no way to get back in the game. Like, it's over. Like, so might as well quit. Right? So League, in a way, has done that.
Overwatch as well, where you just get stomped on your, you start the game on either attack or defense, and one way or the other, you've been completely demolished by the other team, and everyone on your team is going, now we got to play another 10 minutes of this game, which is clearly going to be a loss. And then people just don't even try. They pick characters that they know they're going to be playing badly as, and it's just, it's just.
I do that. I play
So
Hanzo when
frustrating.
I know I'm about to lose.
Oh, you're one of those people. Can I mute you again?
No, I know I'm one of those people, but like it's interesting how League did that comeback thing, but I think a lot of people didn't like it because then it felt unrewarding to play a good early game. What's the point when someone can literally like beat you when you work so hard in the early game?
Yeah.
So like even League is trying to figure it out.
You know, coming from the Overwatch background, there is something so satisfying when you are on that team that is just stomping the other team. And you're like, oh, these guys can't even get out of spawn. We're having so much fun. But when you're on the other side of it, it's just the worst feeling.
Does that feel good though when you stop someone so easily? It's not even a match. It's like,
it doesn't feel that. I mean, there's like a moment and then another moment. If you go past that moment, then you're just sitting there going like, wow.
Doesn't feel as good.
I don't. I start sending messages to the other team saying like, sorry guys, I've been on the other side of this so many times.
Totally. We'll see if they can, add something to fix it in the future.
Yeah, and also a lot of the time the quitting problem isn't necessarily because the game's going bad. It's just like suddenly, oh, my game just crashed, or my power went out in my apartment, or my internet went down.
Yeah, that's why I lose all my matches too.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to check in with streamers in Clip It. Our first clip comes from Andy Milonakis. Actually, the star of the show is the stream sniper in the background.
I spent like $1,500 on the room, and everybody like subbed and donated and stuff for the whole party, and ended up like paying for the whole thing pretty much. So that was really cool. Am I in Long Beach? No, I'm in Koreatown in LA.
Don't worry, AJ, I'm not going to ask you to dance this time. We did that in a
good.
former show. We asked you to dance. We actually got a lot of complaints last time.
It won't happen again.
No more twerking, AJ.
I just can't believe Andy didn't notice that was happening behind him. But I think this isn't the first time that we've seen a clip from Andy Milonakis where something interesting was happening in the background. I think like someone was being pickpocketed in another clip in the background of one of his streams before, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that might have been a different streamer, but we actually had him on the show a lot. He was I think witnessing a fight actually with another streamer.
It was a fight. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess he's a favorite of our show. But it's interesting how that's like content that you didn't ask for, but that's great. You know what I mean?
It's always bonus when you get those little gems that are so
Do you ever get
shareable.
tempted to do stuff like that when you see someone like taking a selfie? Are you a selfie bomber, like one of those people? If I can see it.
Yeah, but I try to be subtle about it. Like, I don't want to do something obvious. I would rather have them, like, going through the photos and being like, look at this asshole in the background making the smug face or something, that sort of thing, as opposed to doing something so obvious,
Yeah, but the smug face thing is too subtle. They might not get it.
They might not, but when they do, they'll appreciate it. All right, our next clip comes to us from Kevin Smith, who's trying his hand at streaming, I should say, but having a little trouble not streaming.
Have a great day. Enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, it looks like they're not letting me leave. How do I end this? It was so smooth too. I was like, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm still here. It won't end. Why won't it end? Stop it. I'm pressing the end button, it won't end. I want it to end properly. Oh man, what if I go like this? I can't, this is crazy. I can't get it to stop. All right, kids, I guess we're just gonna keep on streaming for the rest of the day. No, I gotta go. I'll see you later.
That's so good.
He figures it out eventually. But I have been in that exact same circumstance before on Instagram where you're like, okay, time to wrap up the live stream. Bye, everyone. Bye. There's an X. There's like an obvious, but like that's what you press to end the stream, and it's just not responding, and you're.
Yeah. What do you do? Take to the bathroom? Yeah. That's why you gotta wash your phone, AJ. Clean your phone. You nasty. It's probably because your sticky fingers.
No, it's obviously that like the software is just hanging or not realizing that it's time to go or something. It's not, when you're pressing the button a bunch, it's a software
AJ,
issue.
You're so old.
It's not
All
a hardware
right,
issue.
it's truly the best time of the day when we troll through the Twitterverse to bring you all the things pros bless us from their timeline. All right, we got to give credit to Red Bull Esports for our very first post here because thanks to them, we got to see Ninja in a whole new light.
La 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 la. Joy
applause from us.
Yeah, for sure.
AJ, maybe you're more familiar with that style of TV, considering, you know, you're from that era. How do you feel about that promo? What?
Ouch. Well, hold on, I gotta pull up my phone to Google the nearest burn clinic.
Do you know how to Google a new?
Oh,
Do you know how to Google? Like, that's... No, you can't. No, the rules. I can keep chirping
All
you.
right, we'll just move on. This next post truly encapsulates the segment Profound Thoughts Call of Duty Pro. Saints tweeted out, "You're telling me Mike was hard when he made this lemonade?" Yeah. Well, Mike, you just stay away from my lemonade.
Make it extra sour.
Oh!
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Wow, you're on fire today,
I
Lisa.
am disgusting today. I'm sorry, everyone. Don't show your parents the show.
Okay.
That's funny because that reminds me of Brody. Brody has a slogan for his stream. I'm gonna call him out. He hates it when we do this. He streams and his slogan is, "Play hard." Or is it game hard? It might be play hard or game hard. But did he not think it through that this would have a dirty connotation when he came up with that slogan?
Play hard. Yeah, okay.
He never streams, he doesn't tilt the camera down, buddy. So
Well,
you guys.
That's good for all of us. It doesn't.
Play hard.
It's enough of that.
I'm sorry.
Move
I
on.
love it.
Move on.
All right, the last Profound Thought started a pretty engaging debate on Twitter. Call of Duty Pro Zuma tweeted out, "If you don't look out the window on a flight, you don't deserve the window seat." Ooh, do you agree or disagree with this very controversial topic?
I kind of agree. I mean, I've flown so much, I found myself in the window seat where, like, you know, I just flew yesterday. Like, you kind of, once you've seen it, you're like, yeah, that's the ground in there. But there's still something kind of magical. And for so many generations, people just dreamed of what it would be like to fly through the air. If you do have that window seat, I think
AJ, you're so old. For many generations, humans wanted to fly. Like
they did.
I know, but
it was unimaginable until just a few hundred years ago. Not even that many hundreds of years ago.
When you were
In the
born?
1800s, late 1800s, when flight started, if I'm wrong.
I don't even know. History lesson with AJ. Someone
Well,
Google
it was back when I walked onto the field and said to the Wright brothers, "Well, looks like you got something there."
I love
Anyway.
it. You should do a show like that.
Thanks.
Oh, there you go.
Last one. For more old jokes. Let's get to some crowd control with creeping everyone out. Here is artist Ching Ye, who gave us something we all clearly wanted. What if Kirby was in the Dark Souls universe?
Oh no.
Ha!
Oh my lordy.
Wow.
That is nightmare fuel.
I wonder if Nintendo would ever do this, like license all their characters to be used in a really nightmarish hellscape horror game.
I don't know.
There would be something extra creepy about it, as that illustration clearly shows. I mean, just imagine like zombie Mario and zombie Luigi and, you know, a whole bunch of like toadstools coming at you that are demonically possessed or something. There would be something really off-putting about characters you recognize as being so cute and cuddly, being the twisted alternate of that.
I think people who, you know, grew up with the generation would love it. But I feel like young kids who just got into it would be traumatized. So I don't know. Like, imagine they're like, Mom, Dad, I want this new game from Nintendo, not realizing it's
It would have to be like
dark
rated
version.
M for mature or something like that to protect the little ones.
That's true. That's a cool idea.
The
I would like
young
to see that
ones.
happen. Nintendo, make it happen. All right,
Yeah.
next up, Civilized Psycho decided to give Link and Zelda the face app treatment by making them look old. Speaking of old. Oh my, not bad. It looks like kind of a cosplay episode of the Golden Girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Link doesn't look like he maintained his boyish charm. It
No.
looks like they were, an old lesbian couple, if I may say.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
I'm
of
just
course
saying.
not. It's just kind of what they look like.
Yeah, have you tried? We tried the Facebook app. Face app.
I saw you did that without my consent, so
See,
now the Russians have my
the
image
Russians
forever.
on your face. I'm sorry, you're selling old people homes.
The Russians.
In Russia.
Whatever.
Sorry.
I look
It was
old
fun,
enough
though. You look
already.
good.
Thanks. All right, let's send you guys off with a display of both genius and hard work. Hard work. I'm getting old, Lisa. I forget all the right words and the letters and the combos. OG1T had a mission in Pokemon Go, and he delivered. Let's take a look at this. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the man
who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Yeah, we need to work on that.
Rat-a-tat-ta.
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 Oh my my God.
Do you remember that song, or was that before you were born?
I mean, I think it was before I was born, but I do know the song. 93. Wait, what year did it come out? Do you know? I was a 93 baby, so.
Early, it might have been like 94. It was the Proclaimers. I would have been around 10.
Well, it's popular enough that I know it, and that was props to that person who made that, because that was brilliant. The rat-a-tat-tat part is key.
But
right there.
for a song all about walking, he's using the Pidgeotto.
Oh, that's true.
And I would fly 500 miles. I would fly.
That would be the better version.
more.
Message him, let him know that you've adapted it.
Okay. Well,
All right.
Lisa, it's time for me to go to bed. It's well past my bedtime.
true,
I gotta go
Gramps.
eat my applesauce and put in my sleeping cap.
All right, I'll tuck you
wrap
in,
up
Gramps.
the show.
I'll tuck you in. That's it
reel
for
myself outta
Unmuted.
here.
Careful, don't fall. Your hip is sensitive. Remember, you can always hit us up on our socials just to say hi or send us stuff to react to at Squad State. So we'll see you next time.
Kicking off our list of the worst bosses is the worst boss in Dark Souls, a series famous for having some of the greatest. The Bed of Chaos is a corrupted body of a witch that gives birth to giant demons and is known in the lore for being incredibly powerful. In-game, it's pretty much just a giant tree. You have to destroy 2 weak points on both sides of its body while the room collapses around you. The Bed of Chaos will try to swipe you with its branches, which will usually knock you into a pit to your death. Coming on the heels of a series of epic one-on-one fights, that's incredibly disappointing. But the worst part is at the end, where you have to jump a gap to reach its core. And jumping in Dark Souls is a huge pain in the ass, meaning you'll fail again and again and again in the face of this lame-ass tree. At number 4 is the final boss of Mass Effect 2, which is supposed to be called the Human Reaper, but it's really just a giant Terminator fetus. No, seriously, look at this f***ing thing and tell me it doesn't look like a Terminator had sex with a giant to create it. You fight it at the end of the suicide mission, which is an epic sequence the entire game has been building towards. It's great until you get to the fetus. All you need to do to win is hide and cover and shoot it with your biggest guns. 4 minutes later, and it's dead. 40 hours or more of gameplay culminate in a fight most people can beat with their eyes closed. As great as Mass Effect 2 is, the Terminator is the only truly bad thing that holds the game back. We're going to continue the trend of bad final bosses with our third entry, Fontaine, from the original BioShock. He's the mastermind behind the events of the entire game, and you'll finally have a shot at revenge when you... Wait, is he naked? For whatever reason, Irrational Games made the final boss a giant, naked Ken doll. Maybe it's someone's fetish, I'm not judging. But even more disappointing than the final form is how he fights. Fontaine is conveniently color-coded, meaning you just have to hit him with the opposite elemental attack to deal damage. If he's red, hit him with ice attacks. If he's blue, hit him with fire. Apparently the developers think we're a bunch of 5-year-olds. What is up with video games and bad final boss fights? Our runner-up is Shao Kahn, the emperor of the mystical land of Outworld. In this case, there's nothing wrong with his design. He looks like a badass warlord who's going to kick your ass. The problem is, he kicks your ass in the cheapest way possible in Mortal Kombat 9. Shao Kahn has over double the normal health, is unable to be staggered at random times, and his attacks can take off over half of your health bar if they hit. He also spams the cheapest attacks all the time. Hope you're ready to die dozens of times in a row. Shao Kahn is a cheating son of a bitch, and the only way to beat him is to be just as cheap yourself. Spam fireball attacks, try to get a hit here and there, and hope he doesn't just decide to charge and break you in half. Fighting game bosses are normally cheap, but Shao Kahn is a whole nother level of awful. Before we get to our number 1 pick, our honorable mention is none other than Tom Nook from Animal Crossing, aka the guy who puts you in millions of dollars in debt. But it's not the fact that he puts you into debt that's bad, it's what he makes you do to get out of it. Nook forces you to do all of his chores and work for slave wages, bullying you into doing so because he gave you a house that you didn't ask for. He's a crooked realtor, the town's bully, and is the meanest character in Animal Crossing by a long shot. The number 1 worst boss of all time is the Joker from Batman Arkham Asylum. The Joker is, of course, the Dark Knight's greatest villain, causing chaos and forcing the Caped Crusader into difficult dilemmas. He's an evil mastermind throughout the game, and just when you think you're going to have an epic showdown with him in the finale, he turns into this. A 20-foot steroid monster. Because why would you try and make things interesting when you can just use shitty cliches instead? Let's count them off. Giant monster transformation? Check. Plenty of random minions to fight? Check. Having to hit him 3 times in order to win? Check. The fight against the Joker could have been epic. Instead, we got this bullshit. It doesn't change the fact that Arkham Asylum is a great game, but it does end the game on a sour note.
So many good boss battles. What? What's wrong? Who's my boss? You open the door and there's the boss. I'm just gonna take my walker and get out of here. What about you guys? What are your worst boss battles? Okay, I'll start.
It's like an awkward party, meeting for the first time.
Shao Kahn and MK9 is like the difficulty level with everyone else is just slightly ramped up. Might take you 2 or 3 battles to beat someone. And then Shao Kahn was honestly 3 nights in a row of grinding nonstop to finally defeat that guy. I was tweeting at the developers like, this is wrong. This is not how you should code a game.
Cheats, right? He just throws projectiles like so much, and like you're like, what can you do? And there's nothing that you could do.
Eventually talked to one of the developers because he was working on Injustice, and I was like, what was the story with beating Shao Kahn there? Why was it so hard? He's like, yeah, we screwed up. We did.
At least they admitted it.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I know one that we can agree on. We played Donkey Kong Country for a while.
Oh my god.
On stream. And that King K. Rool final boss.
King K. Rool is probably the roughest boss battle in
Well, you think you win,
Country.
and then he comes back.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, again? I gotta do this again? It took me so many deaths to get here, and now I gotta go through it. But another one, when I was younger, Ocarina of Time, it wasn't even that hard, but it was Phantom Ganon. And there's like, you're throwing these projectiles back and forth, kind of like tennis, and he always just gets one step in front of me, and then I die, and you're just instant death.
Those instant deaths are
it's not fair.
Okay, she's
It's not
traumatized.
fair.
She's traumatized.
I am.
Lisa.
Mine is probably Persona 5.
Okay.
The spoilers if you guys haven't played it, but the painting guy. The painting guy.
Yeah.
The paint. You have to like strategically choose which one to, I guess, kill because he's in 5 pieces or something. Like it's so complicated. I may or may not have looked up a cheat online on how to do it. I may have or may not.
I was looking up how to beat Shao Kahn.
Everyone does it,
There's no guide. It's just like you just gotta keep
If people
doing
say
it.
they don't do it, they're lying.
It's true.
That's right. You're not better than me. You're not better than me.
No, you're not. Well, lucky for us, there are no boss battles in this game. Overcooked 2, guys, we're playing, but that doesn't mean it won't be easy because we'll probably get frustrated at each other because we have to work as a team. So let's get to it. Lisa, I'm gonna let you pick the level. Okay?
Why?
Pick wisely.
There's no right
If it's
answer.
a crummy level, it's your fault.
Was that a pun because we're cooking?
Crummy.
She did not mean to. You can tell by her face. What's the easiest one?
I don't know. Well, we're in arcade, so they're all going to be kind of difficult anyway.
Oh, good.
Festive Feast.
Must be Christmas Eve.
Oh, this one's the hard one. I don't want that one.
No, don't do the rapids.
Sushi.
Don't
How
do
about
that.
sushi?
Sushi's
Sushi's
probably
easy, right?
easy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this one. How did I present her?
Yeah.
I got it.
So we all have different strategies going in. AJ,
No,
what's your strategy?
You don't have different strategies. I have strategy. You guys are just chaos.
Yeah.
That's
Agents of chaos.
We
Just running around
we just
willy-nilly.
feel it out, okay?
So my strategy with Overcooked is you let the level load. You don't even touch your controller. You just look around. You understand where all the elements are, what things need to be done.
We don't have time for that.
Okay, so I'm red. I'm on the top. I'm getting.
I'm blue.
I'm cutting fish.
Whoa.
What am I doing? Should I make
Find
rice?
this control a little, like
There's a slight
delayed or something. We're like very
Is this
far.
rice? What is this?
Okay.
I'm very confused. I'm not doing much.
Actually,
I'm
this
just
one's
watching
not bad because the recipes are very
my.
simple. It's just like pick up a shrimp, put it on the board,
Yeah, it's not
chop
bad.
it
We don't
up,
have to
put it on a
evaluate.
plate.
I'm not doing
get
much.
it
I just
out.
can't move.
I know, it's really hard to move because
Oh
of
yeah,
this
there's like
delay.
huge input lag here. Oh my goodness, I can't even pick this up. There
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go cut fish then.
we go. Put the fish.
There you go.
it's all
I got
fishes
one.
now.
I got one.
Yeah,
really
you're just
trying.
gonna.
I'm trying to get to the plate. Give me a second.
Okay.
It's like playing through molasses. Oh, I dropped my fish on the ground.
Okay, there we go.
Who
There's
needs
my
fish?
Wait, I need to chop the fish.
I guess I could just deliver.
Yeah, this is actually the easiest level you could possibly be doing in Overcooked because
Who's
it's
serving
just
that
a single
fish?
step to create a finished dish.
Oh, it needs a
But-
plate.
Yeah, the plates are in a stack over here,
Not
so
bad.
you can like pick
Wow,
up
I'll move out
from
of
the
the way.
stack and
Go.
then immediately
whoa.
put them out. Here, I'll
There we
bring
go.
some plates
No!
over and put them in the center.
Plates.
Whoops, I picked it back up.
Someone keeps pushing me.
This game is chaotic.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, wait.
Okay, there we go.
Now we can
Whoa!
chop.
Who
I
stole
stole
my
someone's
fish just now?
I think that was probably me.
Oh my gosh.
You need a shrimp?
So just to clarify for everyone out there watching, I'm the red player.
I'm blue.
I'm green.
Yellow.
By process of elimination. I'll steal someone else's plate. Don't
Get-
forget about the B button, or I guess your
What is B?
southernmost, lowest button that is
Oh my
not.
gosh.
That gives you a little bit of speed boost, so if you
Yeah.
want to like bounce around the level quicker.
Wait, is this a broken controller? Because
I'm gonna tell you now,
They're
I'm only
all
doing sashimi.
a little broken
I think we're experiencing that Joy-Con drift thing.
My
right
guy can
now.
only watch so far.
when you're far away.
Push me over, Red. Who's Red?
I am red.
AJ is
I'm
getting
trying to
in the
move
way.
the plates around so that people can put their food
Who
on
pushed me
finished
over again?
plates.
Stop! I'm trying to.
I have no in-between frames.
I also cannot cut anything.
I have not been able to put anything down. Okay, there you go.
I'm just gonna yell.
Here, I'll chop
Gonna
this
yell in a
shrimp
corner.
for you, Green.
Who pushed me over? Stop trying to push me over, Yellow! I was trying to deliver this.
It's not. I can't control it, Lisa.
Control it.
It's actually not possible.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It's,
All right.
it's pretty janky,
So,
but it's
put
working.
It, somebody,
Oh,
we need a plate. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I tried
Did
to.
you just put the?
Yep,
Are we
I
supposed
did.
to wash
Yeah.
plates?
Oh no.
We're standing
no.
by for plates.
no,
Where are
the
the
plates
plates?
come
This
back
level we
clean.
don't have
They're
to
just
worry
in a
about
big
washing.
stack. They just need.
Ah!
Oh, time's up. We only
Oh,
got
wait,
400
No, I think
points.
it's
I think
3-star.
that's
We're
good.
It's
We
3-star.
just made it
Like,
to 3 stars.
That's the most simple. That's level 1-1. That's the bare
This is gonna get
bones
terrible. It's
minimum.
gonna be
What's
really
the next
bad.
level?
I don't know.
Continue?
Yeah.
Can we stop?
We can never
No,
stop.
you can't stop cooking. We
It's
gotta
overcooked,
feed.
not undercooked.
Oh, I see.
So I gotta choose what now?
Okay, so let's go to buffet balloons because this
Oh,
looks like
oh,
it may
no.
get hectic.
This is enhancing the difficulty by a factor of
Yeah.
like
1,000?
10.
We're not gradually getting there. We're just at like
We're
probably
jumping
the
to
most...
6-4.
We were on 1-1.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is a huge leap.
How can this go wrong?
So we need 580 stars.
I'll
If
be
we
impressed
get
with
Let's aim for
50.
340.
Or 3 stars.
I'll
To
be
get 3 stars,
amazed.
580.
Because there's so many elements to this. Look at where everything is.
I'm confused. I don't like
Oh,
it.
I just fell off.
Okay, so we need a bun.
Where's everything?
Buns are further than we can currently go.
I think the best option is to plate buns. Because every.
I-
Oh no, there's pizza too?
I'm currently standing
Oh
still.
no.
I am also standing still.
yeah, we
We're-
can't seem to access the buns right now.
Oh, there's probably a switch.
wait,
Oh,
we got-
there's a switch. There's a switch. I found it.
There's a switch.
Yeah, there's
We're-
a switch on the sides. If I could get there.
Where's
I need
this-
to chop
oh,
this
go ahead.
meat.
See them at the bottom?
No.
Okay. Well,
I'm
I'll.
chopping meat. I'm cooking meat.
Okay.
Wait. Am I
Okay.
cooking meat? Now I am
There we
cooking
go.
meat.
There we go. I got.
No, you dropped your unchopped meat
There we
next
go.
to the
Wait,
thing
so-
where you...
I spawned and my dude ran off by himself.
Oh, now we
that
get a
good?
bun.
There. So we got a bun. I'll
shit.
pull this down.
Nope. Now this meat's
Should I
gonna
hold
get
the bun
burned.
too? That's cheese. I don't want
Put
cheese.
Okay,
this
I
meat
have
down.
lettuce
I died
and
again.
tomatoes here.
All right, I got my meat off the burner, but I need a bun.
Guys, we have $0.
I know. This
Well, I
is-
can't move.
I got a burger with meat, but it needs lettuce and cheese before I can put it out.
I'll get lettuce maybe.
And cheese needs to be chopped. Okay, here's some cheese.
Oh,
I
this
can
is
chop the
not-
cheese and
Wait,
put that
what?
on.
Not.
This
I'm
on the
trying to
plate?
chop this.
Oh my god.
Who's-
It doesn't want to be chopped.
We got
Wait.
bun.
All the chopping stations are in use.
I've got lettuce.
Oh, I fell off
Chopping
again.
the cheese.
You know
if we
what?
get it one order, I'm gonna be shocked.
I'll just
I think
place
we did
that
it.
there.
No, we haven't yet. Oh, where'd the cheese go?
We
Oh,
have
it's on
one.
it. Okay, it's
Wait,
got all the
that's-
ingredients.
Someone
that's
take it and don't
good.
fall off the map.
Yeah, put that out. Put that out.
Oh my god.
We did one order.
That's a win right there.
At least
Oh, I
I
need to
got the
chop
order
it.
in before I fell.
Okay.
So you did fall.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So the switches send them
Yeah.
back and forth. So we need to be constantly bringing them back and
So
forth.
let's make the other burger.
I'm cooking some meat.
Now the
dropped my
burger's about
lettuce.
to go away. It's a hopeless cause. We need
No,
to focus
I have
on
one
a full
bread
pizza.
available.
Okay, fine.
You just pushed me over. Move!
Wait,
This
there's
is mine.
pizza in this game?
Yeah, there's pizza.
That's not good.
No, this is not a good choice
We
for
need
level.
chopped tomatoes. Oh no.
Oh, chopped tomatoes? Okay,
the
okay,
dish
I'm
is
bringing
going
it
away.
back. I'm bringing it back. There you go, there you go.
Okay, I got it.
And then I'll.
That's
who's the
tomato
blue? What are you
sauce.
trying to
Who's
get?
got the dough?
There are birds.
On the other one. Oh no,
Slicing.
guys, we are losing
I
like
died.
3 dishes at once
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
we're down to 53 points.
I have bread and lettuce ready if anyone needs to top one.
where's the
It's in
pizza
between the
dough?
frying pans. I have a plate there.
Okay, I
I'll
see.
get the pizza dough.
It also doesn't help
for
that we're
you.
playing on a screen that is so far away from us. Oh, tomato
Oh gosh,
on
I
this
fell
burger.
again.
This one doesn't have meat on it though. Oh, there's uncooked meat next to the frying pan here.
I'm just gonna watch
Oh,
the
gosh.
What am I
dish.
holding?
Guys,
The
this is bad.
Controller
Let's go back to
lag
sushi.
is so difficult. Yeah, sushi was much easier than
What
this.
is this?
Okay, here we go, here we go. I'm bringing the dough.
We're gonna have
At the
this
top.
finished hamburger here in a second, but whether anyone still
Is
wants
minus
it is the
37
question.
good or
I don't even want it.
I didn't
Minus
even know you could go
37 is-
minus.
Not good.
I wonder if we should have divided and conquered, you know?
Well,
Like we're
that's
kind of...
my whole approach to this game is you strategize. Does it have
I
a
think
plate?
there's one problem though.
I put one out. We scored points. We're in the positive, 48.
Okay, woo! Okay, now let's make
But we
some
got
pizza.
50 seconds left.
Let's get one pizza order
Camille,
out.
I'm spawning off the map and it's an endless cycle.
I'm gonna go cry in
Oh
the
yeah,
corner.
it just keeps falling off.
Why do you...
Well, stop holding down.
I'm not. Look, I'm not moving any.
That Joy-Con drift
Oh, wow.
is real life. for
You know what we
Matt.
need is to bring this one back so that he lands on something. Wait, he's
Serving.
back. He made it.
You're serving. How about we just serve lettuce at our next restaurant? I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Oh, I fell off.
We can't even get one more out?
Alright,
Oh, no,
well,
this
if you're
is sad.
if you're losing, it's
No.
time to make it chaos.
Well, at least we landed
With
in the
18
positives
seconds.
Camille, you wanna play
so
catch?
far, but we're about to
Yeah,
lose 2 orders.
Okay, hold on. Let's get out there late.
Someone didn't put the pan back where...
How do you swear
should
in the
be.
game again?
How do you swear?
No, there's totally like a.
How come it's not
There it
Yeah,
is.
there, it's like...
Ah.
Why can't I put the meat on here?
Okay.
There we go.
I think that went pretty well.
18.
Positive. Double digits,
Positive
baby.
18, yes.
The positive side is that we're in positive.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's not go back to that because we don't want to embarrass ourselves.
Controller down.
Even if you-
Study,
Yeah,
strategize,
yeah.
come up with the plan.
Definitely. You know what though? Overwatch is just one of those games where
Overwatch?
I feel or Overwatch. Sorry, Overcooked
Oh
is
my
one
God.
of those games.
Overwatch Overcooked crossover. It
Whoa.
has to happen.
That would be something though.
What would that even be?
Oh my
I'd play
God.
as Lucio, just speeding around the
Ooh,
kitchen, like
that's
wall
kinda
riding,
cool.
picking up ingredients, throwing them around.
Oh, that's actually brilliant.
Oh, that's
So what
pretty good.
character... What would Reaper do?
Like
No,
Roadhog
Reap-
would show up as a bit of like a.
He would serve. He can like...
No, he'd just show up in the kitchen and start eating stuff.
Yeah.
He'd
No,
be
I
like getting in the
I'd be
way.
that guy.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that crossover ever.
know. Who else
I don't want to see that
show up
crossover.
in
I would more want to see like a Mario Overcooked.
That'd be
That's
fun.
like a perfect fit. I don't know
I mean,
why it
it's
hasn't
just-
been done.
It's just changing characters.
Every
Yeah,
time
it's
you go to
like
put a finished plate down, Yoshi shows up and just.
Yeah, he just
Steals
yeah,
the
he's
food
like
off
the
the
little
plate.
rats in Overcooked
Yeah.
that just steals your ingredients and dishes and like then you learn to hate him, but then you secretly love him because he's cute.
You get some deep-rooted
I do,
stuff
I do.
going on
I
there,
go
Camille.
far back with Overcooked.
Okay.
But no, it's a good time. Usually playing that if you could play without any like. So
Yeah, that was
next time.
that was a little rough.
Yeah,
You know,
a little
you know
rough.
what my plan is?
What?
I'm never playing this game again.
That's a good
That's what you
plan.
always say.
Strategy.
That's what you always say.
Well,
It
you
always
make
finds
us
its way
play.
back.
You make us play,
Make me
Camille.
play it. I don't want to play it. All right.
We will play this game.
Let's end it. That's it. That's all the time we have for you tonight. Tomorrow we have another Unmuted, and on Inside Esports we're talking about the Blast Pro series.
Meanwhile, be sure to check out all of our socials at Squad Studio, where we have a lot of content waiting for you.
Thanks for watching tonight. We'll see you all in the future.
I hate Overcooked.